How to choose a camera shutter speed. The shutter speed is the amount of time the shutter allows light to pass through the lens to the film or digital sensor. A correct combination of exposure settings, shutter speed, lens aperture, and ISO sensitivity, will give bright, contrasting pictures. Proper shutter speed will give you the beautiful photos you desire. Method 1. Choosing a shutter speed. 1. Pick a speed that won't blur when shooting still objects. The main thing you want to do when you take a picture is eliminate camera shake. Use a faster shutter speed to avoid camera shake blur. Try at least 160 for this type of photo. If you have steady hands, 1/30th may produce a good picture. 2. Choose a fast shutter speed if you want to freeze movement. Determining if what you want to photograph is still or in motion helps you choose a shutter speed. If you want to photograph something that is moving, you need a fast shutter speed. 3. Use a slow shutter speed to catch motion blur. When you take a picture of something moving, a slow shutter speed will catch the movement as a blur. This works really well for action shots of sports photography. A slow shutter speed will give you a blurry background. 4. Determine the shutter speed based on light. Light affects the exposure of your picture. The source of light determines what kind of shutter speed you will choose. If you allow too much light, your photo will be overexposed. If you let in too little light, it will be underexposed. Method 2. Understanding camera shutter basics. 1. Understand shutter and shutter speed. The shutter is the device in a camera which obstructs light to the sensor. When the camera fires, the shutter briefly opens to expose the camera sensor to a controlled amount of light. The shutter then closes, obstructing the light again. 2. Know how shutter speed is measured. Shutter speeds are measured in fractions of seconds. These times range from 1/8000th to several seconds long. Speeds of 160 or faster are the most commonly used speeds. 3. Learn the difference between fast and slow shutter speeds. To know which shutter speed you should use in a situation, you first have to know what a fast and slow shutter speed is. Generally, 160 is the base shutter speed that marks the boundary between fast and slow. 4. Find your shutter priority shooting mode. Most cameras have a shutter priority setting. This mode will allow you to choose the shutter speed based on the picture you want to take while the camera matches the aperture so you get the best exposure. 5. Think about focal length. The focal length of your lens can cause camera shake. Because of this, you need to take the focal length into consideration when choosing a shutter speed. If you have a long focal length, you will probably want to use faster shutter speed. Tips and warnings. ISO settings may need to be adjusted when taking photos. Aperture settings may also need to be adjusted. If a camera often exposes film incorrectly despite careful metering and normal lighting conditions, the shutter may need repair. Never touch shutters with your fingers or blow on them with your mouth. This can cause damage or leave contamination that corrodes them over time. If something goes wrong, get professional service if the camera has much value. Thank you for watching. Sign up now and hit the bell to receive all new content from Keen Inklings. Like, share, subscribe. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.